Dude, I think my hair looks good, like when I'm like outside, and then I like come inside, look on camera, and I look like some like fucking 19th century like piglet fucking rich boy.
Bro, just grow it out like me, man. It's all elegant in the back.
I think it's our camera angle. We got to angle it more.
Somebody,
you know what I mean? We're not pretty enough.
I had someone hit me up on Instagram.
No.
That said, bro, your beard and how long your hair is, like it looks like Gambit's cowl, like around his like face. I was like, and I was looking at the picture, I was like, they're right. Like I look like I got Gambit's face mask, like connecting to my head.
You know, I kind of like it.
Where's my blanket?
I don't know.
You didn't get me
You want
a
a pillow?
blanket?
We got 3.
Yeah, you want a pillow?
No,
Yeah.
Here, Bree,
we know what I do to that
you
blanket.
want a chill pill?
I
Here.
destroy this blanket from fidgeting with
Oh yeah,
it.
yeah. She can't. She,
Constantly.
I made that mistake earlier. And,
What, you made a hole?
it was the chill pill. I like
You threw it at
I was
her?
like, can you catch my chill pill? And I tossed it to her, and because
Hit
she
me
can't-
right in the
are
face.
you like? It's like was it old sitcoms where they threw their back out and like the doctors would test them by throwing the ball at them and it's like just hit you in the
Well,
face.
no, he like threw it before. He said, "Can you hold this for me?"
And then I
threw it when he
tossed
said,
it.
"Can you hold toss?" And I like looked, and then it hit me in the side of the head right away, and I was like, "Ow!"
Classic.
And then when he was moving the mic around, he just like moved it to the side and just whacked me in the chin. I was like,
Damn.
"Ow!"
Like work
that's
hazard, dude.
abusive as hell, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like, what's up?
I mean, you know, originally we thought that she was going to be fine by this time.
Yeah,
I
this
think.
is my first podcast back since my surgery.
This is the first time I've seen you in the studio
Yeah.
since you
I know
since
it's
you
been.
This is the first time I've
today's
seen you.
Yeah,
three-
how you been, Bree?
Today
Tell
I'm
us.
officially 3 weeks post-op.
Yo.
That's
So
cool.
3 weeks ago I was under the knife. At this time,
It was just sounds so horrifying.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
really.
welcome
They
to
just, give, they
sorta
just give you a mask
stupid
and give you a number to
pod
count
thing.
back from that you'll never hit
Yeah.
0
I know,
to.
and on the last 2 podcasts we've put out, people have been like, "Oh, she's back!" Newsflash: I was
Those
not
are
actually there. That's
incredibly old.
we kept
pre-recorded
those.
content.
We gave some old exclusive shows back when we used to do exclusive shows.
I see. Yeah, today's episode that went out is Eric got catfished.
Yes.
I love that episode. By the
Yo,
way,
I do too.
dude,
And
my
that-
catfish episode
well,
went out today?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
I think that was the fun
dude.
thing is like
People
I
are
mean,
loving it.
even with the main channel, right? Like I feel like we don't really enjoy making. Like we do it sometimes, but we don't really enjoy doing exclusive content because like 90% of the audience just never sees it.
Yeah.
I know, and we talked about the funniest stuff. in that.
Yeah, those are like my best episodes. Is like the stuff that like people have yet to see, and it's like, damn it,
Well,
We're just
unfortunately,
unhinged.
I was
Those,
actually
dude.
funny in
In,
those.
in the end, like
Were you?
Probably not. No.
in the post
my
podcast,
head.
we're just unhinged, and I feel like that just suits us better than being like, "Hi guys,
Yeah.
Well,
we're here."
unfortunately,
We're eating Oreos today.
We're eating Oreos. We're gonna
We're
torture
trying
ourselves.
Pop-Tarts.
Unfortunately, half of those episodes had camera issues or audio
Yeah,
issues.
yeah,
so
that's
You mean
why-
some all?
Yeah, that's why we're
that's
out
what
here.
I noticed this
We-
morning. I was like, "Oh, this is. Oh no, it's
I ain't
not."
But
gonna
yo,
lie.
look at the clarity
Bro,
now, though,
I'm
Billy.
digging this setup actually.
Yeah.
Like I can see both of you guys.
This
I
is
feel like
better
you
for
can
a
see us.
podcast. I like this.
Yeah.
Like,
It's okay.
We gotta. Well, the problem is I think we're too
you got
angled.
your legs up. You're
Well,
chilling.
we need to be angled more at each other. Like even
Yeah, a
when,
little
even
bit
when we
more.
get the new cameras in there, I think we should probably adjust it so that we can more directly see one another. Because I think that'll help.
I like
Yeah.
being able to look at you guys when you talk.
Just get a massive round table and just angle the
Dude,
cameras
we
out.
got the semicircle table, right?
Yeah.
Like something like that. That way we can all
Yeah.
kind of like spread out evenly.
Like like we're
plan to
having
kill
like
Batman.
You know what?
business
Let's just make a restaurant.
Why don't we just
Okay.
go to like
Let's
a
get a little
nearby?
restaurant booth and just set up some cameras. We
dude.
we build our own makeshift
probably could.
restaurant
That
booth.
would
Just a
be
different
so
restaurant
dope.
every time.
Actually,
Right? I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
It's sort of stupid.
We could probably buy one.
They just have to have egg drop soup.
Let's just buy a
some
restaurant
diner,
booth.
some like diner booth.
That would actually be so sick.
Hold on. All right. How much does a diner booth cost?
Oh my god.
I don't
I
think
need- I need
anyone's
to
done
know,
that.
dude.
It really depends. It needs to be nicer than the Cheesecake Factory booth we were in.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
Bro, I wonder
What?
if we should do that.
What?
Oh
Did
my
you guys
god.
go to the Cheesecake
Yo,
Factory
we could have a
without me?
podcast.
Like 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
That's so
Did she
rude.
not know about the Cheesecake?
No,
No.
he just
Homie,
didn't
you
tell
just-
me.
Motherfucker,
I
You
guess
just
I'm not in a relationship. I ain't the one that got hot shit. I mean,
we
me,
can pick
me
it
and-
up.
me and Eric went on a date.
No, dude. But pre-owned commercial
Me and Eric
restaurant.
went to the
booth.
Cheesecake
This is
Factory.
$100 free pickup. This is not that far from you,
what?
address-wise. We could literally pick that up.
Oh.
in the entirety of working with them, I think we've only gone out to eat like twice.
Well, it's because you never want to hang out or eat with us.
And they went out to the fucking Cheesecake
We gotta look
Factory
at that. We're
without
gonna look at
me.
No, I can fuck with that. That's near me. Yo, I went out with you for your birthday.
I did. I was
Great,
there for
that
your
was
birthday.
in February. It is now
That's nice.
September.
Bree, I don't think you understand how adults hang out. Like the fact that we see each other for work every day is a fucking miracle.
That is crazy to think about.
I know. I
Dude, my
invited them
friend
to.
Alex. We have been trying to make plans to just have like a weekend lunch to catch up.
Yeah.
For like 2.5
No,
months now.
adult friends don't get to hang out. That's the rule.
I don't think it's the rule.
When
I
you
think
be-
when you throw kids into the mix is when it becomes really
No, when you
difficult.
throw any kind of responsibility into them, like my cousin lives in like an hour away from me,
Yeah.
and I've seen him once in the 9 months I've been here.
Yeah.
I asked them to come watch the football game with me on Saturday, and it was like a resounding no.
Yeah.
I don't watch football.
I even
You
offered.
can hang out with me.
I don't give a shit about Oregon.
I don't watch you.
Thanks, you dick.
I even offered to make them queso and order them pizza when I cannot eat it yet.
Well, we're
And
all,
they
we're all
still
trying to
wouldn't
diet.
come.
You're trying to fatten
Bree,
us up like
you
the
want to
Wicked
come
Witch of
join me
the
for disc golf?
forest.
I just
you
want
wanna
social.
Come
no,
walk with
the
me.
Oregon.
I go every day.
Yeah.
The fucking football game is on. No, I don't want to.
Why not?
I have to watch
It's just
Oregon.
walking. You can get your steps in. I ask him all the fucking time,
No.
and he never wants
See,
to come
okay.
either.
No.
Sean's the only one who's actually been like,
no.
you know what, I'll come with you.
Eventually,
Here's
yeah.
the
Here's the
okay.
thing. Let's
but
put it
like
this way.
everyone else, that couch over there, okay, no one ever
Worthless.
wants to hang out with me either.
Worthless.
No, so again, let's put it this way. So the
We're like
reason
neighbors
why,
now.
right? The reason why,
That is
okay?
true.
When could I go with you? So I have my morning walk here,
Sir,
which has to be done.
you just
okay?
informed me you've been
Hold on.
coming here literally at the
Yes.
same exact time
Yes.
that I go to the disc golf course
Yes.
on the weekend.
Correct.
On the weekend.
Yes.
We're going at the same. You drive
we-
past the course to get
Sir,
here.
all three of us minus Bree had this conversation yesterday. I get more steps in on the treadmill and get a video out of it versus being out on the trail where I will get a third of those steps in the same time frame. I only have a finite amount of
You haven't even
time.
gone out there
I got
to
kids.
know how many steps
I have
you
a finite
get.
amount of time.
You haven't even gone out to know how many steps you can get.
Yes,
though.
but I know. But the treadmill is a consistent speed that you are on at a consistent time, nonstop, until you step off of it.
The vibes in here are making my
So
face swell.
on things people care about, I have an astigmatism.
They care about this. They care about this. That's why they're here.
I got an astigmatism. I had to get new glasses.
So do I.
Yeah.
What, and you're
Stop
not even wearing
bitching.
them. Piece of shit.
No, it's no. So like, okay, they have these things now. I'm not shouting out this company because I had to pay for these lenses, but apparently they have like these lenses now that help like. Depending on like how your eyes focus on screens, they have like lenses that can like take the pressure off of your eyes to do that.
Okay.
And so I got these lenses because like I told, dude, you should have seen their face when they were like, "How often do you look at a screen?" I was like, 16 hours a day. And they were like, "Are you kidding?" I was like, "No, I am not joking." I was like,
It is my job.
is to look at a screen. I go home, I look at a screen, and like, you know, before I go to bed, I'm looking at a screen.
Yeah.
Like literally the two places I don't like look at a screen is like driving and when I take a shit. Cause I ain't trying to get conjunctivitis. I ain't trying to get pink eye.
No.
Just because like I had to play like, you know, memory games on while I was pooping.
close
Is that
your
is that a
eyes.
common thing?
No, it was just a joke on Rick and Morty one time. And it was,
I was like,
Wow, you forgot?
I wouldn't have been
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah.
You know.
no, it was like, what was it? Was it Summer gave us all pink eye because
You know
she
what
was looking at her
sucks
phone
is
on the toilet.
you could have
Yeah.
just ran with the misinformation and kept the lie up.
No, like I have.
Is your
I'm t-
toilet in a separate room from your bathroom?
Yeah, is
That
that
is
like
something
got
here
a
that
bidet?
was not normal
No,
in Oregon.
I
if
do.
even my
I
house
haven't
up north,
installed
it's
it.
not like that.
No,
either.
like-
any house I've been up north,
Yeah.
it's always been bathroom,
I'm
sink.
afraid to cut off
Yeah.
my
All
water
of
and
it's in
fuck it
one.
up.
Yeah.
And here it's like, nah.
All the houses here, the toilet is in a separate room
Yeah,
than
the
the
water
bathroom.
closet.
Yeah. It's weird. And like, the thing is like, no, I've gotten to the point
I
where
understand
at,
why,
at
though.
our house
In a minute.
So I pretty much use our like the bathroom in like the walking area, I guess you could call it, more than any other bathroom because there's space. Like
Yeah.
our bathroom's really nice. It's big. I love our bathroom. It's sick. I really like
Our
it.
bathroom is.
My bathroom has
There-
so much wasted
the
space.
bathroom is the tiniest little fucking closet. There's no room for anything.
Really?
Yeah, but there's
I
no
do have room in mine.
But there's
so
no
small.
toothbrushes in the walkway bathroom, which is where it's important.
I can walk across the house to brush my teeth.
So my problem is
No, you don't want the toilet
They're doing this.
in the open bathroom
it's-
with your toothbrush.
I feel like she hasn't like got
do
to
you
like
mean?
air her
No,
grievances
let
of
him-
him. For
Oh,
like
I
a week
see.
now.
I see.
Let
no,
him cook.
No, I see what you're
Do you
saying.
know what I mean?
No, I fuck.
This has been a
I fuck
bottle
with
of
the.
tea.
No. Listen. I fuck with the
She's
idea.
like, I'm in public.
I fuck with the idea of the shitter having its own room. And
Yeah,
a door.
I like that
I
idea.
like that.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Its own fan,
Can
its own
we
light.
make it a little bigger?
I need you to come to my house and see if ours is the same. Because, like, I'm a big dude, of course, and I have plenty of room in mine.
No, like our old house, the even that was it was smaller, but like it was bigger than what ours is currently.
So yours was just made small then.
It has like one of those angled doors, so we don't even get the full rectangle.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it is. No, the one that we have now.
Wait, does the door open in?
No, I believe it opens out.
It opens
it,
out.
it opens out, but it's like the way it's built.
I would be like, that's a
so,
fuck up.
So think normal rectangle, right? But like the door is angled, so you lose the corner, and that extra space makes a difference.
Right.
Mine has a window. Makes me feel real special.
That every bathroom
So
should have.
no,
Mine has a window. That's
I
quite
agree
nice.
with that. So my problem is Texas houses have like, I don't know if you guys have them too, because I don't think you did as much. Like my house has like those like 8-foot windows,
Oh God.
and so
Yeah, I don't
like
have
Eight
it's
feet.
Oh yeah, I do
they're,
have
they're
those
like
in the
they
living
are
room,
like
yeah.
the height of the wall.
Yeah, it
It's kind of
literally
like in our old
have-
house.
it goes from the sill all the way up. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, we have that too.
Yeah, it was like they're like the height of the wall. But the problem is, so in my bedroom, which is like facing the backyard, I have like the long blinds that you have to like, it's like the spring operated ones where you have to pull up and then like do
Yeah.
it again to keep them in place. But the problem is, I didn't realize it until it was too late. If I have those blinds up, it is a direct shot from the water closet to my neighbor's back door. And so like I'm sitting there doing my business, door open, like double doors to my bathroom open, blinds open.
Of course.
And like my neighbor opens the door and I don't think he saw me, but I mean I could see directly to him. And like if he actually looked my way, he definitely saw me taking a shit.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
in our bathroom,
It's wild that you could see from that angle.
Yeah, no, yeah.
when you walk in, so we have like it like goes straight. We each have our own walk-in closet now, which is so nice, and it's in the
Bougie.
bathroom.
It's basically like it's one big closet, but for some, this is on every room, even including the small ones that are not walk-in. For some reason, they gave each closet 2 doors.
Yeah.
So even in the kids' room, which these closets are maybe
No,
the size
my
of that
house is
TV
like that,
stand,
yeah.
and for whatever reason, instead of like a double door or a sliding door that you could like open and have a decent amount of space, it's 2 little doors
Yeah.
with a wall inside where I could reach in and hug the wall and touch my hands together if
That
I
is
wanted
very
to.
little.
With the
Like,
kids'
why?
rooms, it doesn't make any sense, and I
No.
actually really don't like
Yeah,
it
it's
because
stupid.
I feel like there's just no room. It's nice for them to have their own area for clothes, but it's just such a small area. For us, it does make sense. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like a walk-in closet. We each have our own space. It's right next to the shower, so we literally can just.
Well, there might be a load. The reason why they did that, a lot of the, I can only, because like my house doesn't have that. I have
Yeah.
sliding doors.
See, I wouldn't mind that.
But I think that's because that might be a load bearing.
Probably.
And
Oh, that
they
makes
weren't
sense.
able to cut that area out because since you guys are all a ranch, because like I'm dual level. So like when on my second level, when I think about all my rooms, it's all sliding doors in the closets. But you guys, since you guys
Yeah, that
aren't,
makes sense.
that might be.
Yeah, that
That
does
would probably make sense because it's like
tracks.
that in their playroom too, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
both rooms.
so annoying.
I'm sure if you probably look behind that wall, you might see like a load bearing pillar going
Yeah,
up
that
behind
would
it
make
then.
sense.
Dude, the most infuriating thing. So in my office, this thing definitely did not have a closet originally, right? Like they definitely built the closet after the
Okay.
fact.
well,
so
it's supposed to be a bedroom.
no, yeah, it was classified as a bedroom. Like we thought this place had an extra bedroom that it did not have because they classified my office as a bedroom. Because they needed a
I
closet.
think they did that in mine.
in order for it to constitute as a bedroom, I think the rule is that there has to be a window and there has to be a closet.
Yeah.
If there's not a closet and a window, it can't be classified as a bedroom.
Correct.
So they basically built the closet. So it's weird where you have the stupid double door thing that you would normally walk in for an office, and there's a normal door that comes in, and the closet's right there. So when you walk in, you have wall to the right, outlet. Makes sense, right? Wall to the left, no outlet. Wall connected to that left, no outlet. Where is the outlet? In the fucking closet because it's supposed to be on the left wall. But because they covered the wall and built the closet around it, I have to run a surge protector from the closet out and around.
That's because they wanted to be cheap. And
Yeah, I was like,
they-
come on, dude.
But listen, still way better than
Costs
your old
money. It's
office.
cost-
Oh yeah,
stuff.
no, there's actual space in there.
Yeah,
compared
we
to
have
my
like
old office.
I love our recording setup. In
I
that
did
office.
barricade those double doors though. I was like, I don't need this. I need a wall.
Well,
So I just
especially now
used the
Maeve
one
learned
wall.
that she can indeed open these doors.
She just pushes it
Oh
in.
nah, dude. Like,
Dad,
yeah,
what's up?
Yeah. Nah, that dude. She's gonna be a little linebacker. I can't wait.
Oh
She's
yeah, no,
nuts.
Evie is funny because the other night the Oregon game wasn't until 9:30 at night, and oh poor Evie, she was so excited for this football game. She's just obsessed with the Oregon Ducks. She's been waiting for this all year. Every time she talks to my dad, she has this idea that he's gonna take her to an Oregon Duck football game.
Okay.
And I don't think she really understands how far away Oregon is from Texas, but
No, she
whatever.
definitely doesn't.
But she was so excited for this football game, and then I saw it was at 9:30 p.m. and I was like, oh my god, that is an hour and a half past her bedtime. Whatever. I just let her sleep with us that night. I said, you can just lay in bed with us. You can watch the football game. This girl, I think she made it maybe 30 minutes in.
She made it to about 9:30 or 9:45.
9:30 is when it started.
Yeah, no.
So
When it started, she was already basically dying.
She and then at some point she got this like burst of energy when they got like a touchdown, and she was all in, like
Did
she
you do
was
the
so
push-ups?
happy. And then all of a sudden they got a
That'd be
touchdown
funny, though.
again, and this girl just sitting there like,
Huh.
yay.
Yeah, she went from screaming to literally this, and then Bree was just
Yeah.
like, "Evie, they got another touchdown." Oh yay!
And I was like, you can go to sleep if
Yeah,
you want.
it's
And
okay.
she was
She
like,
was just like, "Okay," and then just passed out.
Oh my-
but before that, she was saying, oh my gosh, it's what is she? The cheaters. She kept calling them cheaters. And I was like, who are you referring to? She's like, it's the cheaters. And I was like, are you talking about the cheerleaders? She's like, yeah. She was like, I want to be an Oregon Duck cheater. And I was like, that's not that's not how it says. But then she kept saying, I want to play football. Like, I want to be a football player, and I want to win, and I want to do touchdowns. And I was like, so you want to be the cheerleader and the football player? She's
Yeah,
like,
there's,
yeah.
there's no
And I was like,
reason why not.
I
Yeah,
was like,
hell yeah,
girl,
dude.
if that's your dream,
You know
go
what?
for it.
That's a new sport. No pads, no helmets, just cheerleading outfits and a
Wow,
lot of
that
broken
sounds
bones.
safe.
I mean, that's just rugby.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, that's already
Well, they played skirts.
But I told her, I was like, you
can.
want to be an Oregon Duck football
Kilts.
player and cheerleader? You go
Yeah.
for it,
No,
girl.
so,
That's your aspiration in life.
I went to high school with a dude, like he was on the offensive line when I played, and but he like quit to cheerlead, and
Mm-hmm.
of course, you know this is early 2000s, so we are all making fun of him.
Yeah.
But like he got like a full scholarship to like be a cheerleader, I think at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh damn!
And that is like this.
it pays well. Dude.
No, that is like one of the strongest dudes I've ever seen. He was
Oh,
like
yeah.
able to do like the thing where like you put like your arms on like the goalpost and like lift
Yeah.
your body parallel to the ground.
That's crazy.
And then like he also showed us all the girls he got to hang out with,
Yeah.
and we quit making fun of him.
I was a cheerleader in high school.
That's what
That's
you get.
literally what it is, dude. It's like, all right. At first, you're questioning. You're like, why are you doing this? And then you see it, and you're like, wait.
Yeah.
You're surrounded.
Well,
Like,
they're
no,
also,
he's genius.
That's why I went into home ec, dude.
He's a genius. And look, you know how to cook now.
I know how to cook.
Oh, let's address it. Well, actually, it depends. Are you willing to say what you put in those eggs?
Yeah,
the other
dude,
day?
you can-
I didn't know if it's your like
could
family
say it.
secret,
Bro, it's not a
So
I blew his mind the other day.
no, he did. So I've been like, I've been coming in
He's been
each
obsessed with
morning.
it ever since.
Yeah. So I've been coming in each morning. I drop, Maeve off at school, and then I come in and I've been walking. I've been doing like 3 episodes in the morning to try and make sure that like 100% I hit my 10,000 steps every day. And so because of that, I have found that when I wake up at, fucking 7:30, 8 a.m., unlike at 10 a.m., I actually am hungry and want breakfast. So I've been making like eggs and
That
stuff in the
sucks.
morning. So yeah. So I was running a bit behind, and Eric was
It
just
does
like, "Oh."
waking up early, and
does.
then you're
It
just
sucks.
fucking hungry, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah, it's like, why is this different?
Yeah, it's like this is bullshit.
So I'm running a bit behind. I got out of like the shower late, and Eric, he's just like, "Hey, you want an omelet?" And at first I'm like, no, because like Eric very much eyeballs things. Like we were trying to calculate the calories for these oxygen brownies we were trying to make, and Eric's like, yeah, I'll weigh it out and everything, and he makes the brownies, and I'm like, all right, what are the
Eric's favorite
what are they? And he's like,
measurement is some.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, just give it a
how,
pinch.
That's how it is after you like cook a while. Like
When you
he
cook for a
but
long
I
time,
don't.
you're just like,
I need
Nah,
exact
bitch, I'm like,
measurements.
That's why
teaspoon.
when
I'm
I make
calorie
things,
counting.
when I cook things at home and he asks me like portion sizes, I'm like, dude, I don't know. I literally
Quit
just
being a
threw
pussy
thing
and
in
eat
the
it.
pan. Like I didn't really follow
And
a
that's why
recipe.
I've just been making my own food because it's like it's controlled. It's a controlled environment. It's worked. I'm down like 10 pounds. So
Hell yeah.
Eric is like, so at first I say no, because sometimes he'll make some shit. Like he'll add lots of stuff. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, what did you put in it? He's like, I had just a little cheese and and some of the bacon bits. And I'm like, okay, bacon bits is not a lot, with a
No,
sprinkle.
no.
And I'm like, well, what kind of cheese? Because now I'm like, how much
my
cheese
God.
did he use? He's like, oh, I just use the American cheese. I'm like, oh, perfect. I know exactly how many calories are in that.
There you go.
I'm like, yeah, sure, like cool. So he brings over an omelet, and we all know Eric can cook. He's whipped us up some fucking crazy ass eggs in the past. Like
I was
pepper
working on
salt.
shit in the other room. I think he just got bored and he was like, "You want some eggs?" I was like, "Yes."
So he makes these eggs, and like I expect it to be good. I expect it to be an omelet. I take a bite, and I'm like, Eric, what the fuck are in these eggs? I'm like what else did you put in this? And he's like, cheese, bacon,
6 ounces of
two
butter.
eggs. Yeah, like I'm waiting for like, what did he put in this? And he's like, vanilla. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Vanilla? And then I take another bite, and I'm like, yeah. I don't know why it sounds so weird.
I think I was in the other room and I was
It
like, "That's what
was-
makes it taste like pancakes."
It's so good.
And I just hear him go, "Oh yeah."
It's like it was so good, and he just did like a splash of vanilla or whatever.
yeah, you
but
just take a lid. So you just
Yeah.
take the vanilla, you
Yeah.
take the lid of the vanilla, and you just pour that, and then
I was
I
gonna
think,
do it
the
today.
lid is like
Yeah.
a teaspoon measurement.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was
all you
gonna
need.
do it today, and I totally forgot to. But like, no, it's
It's
just
game
like
changer, dude.
blew my mind. It was I've never tasted eggs like this in my life.
add a little bit of water to it to make them a little fluffier.
It was good.
So I need to know, Billy, if you
What are your recipes
do you
that
put
keep you
vanilla
healthy,
in your
Billy?
eggs?
Put your favorite recipes in the
Like,
comments
is Eric
below.
a weirdo here? Or,
No,
or,
I think it's a good idea.
have you ever heard of anybody doing it though? Because I haven't.
Damn it, that was online too.
Almost.
Like I've never heard of anybody putting vanilla in eggs before.
No, I mean, it's well, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you go to a diner and you get eggs, and they're just literally just a flat ass scramble, right? They
Yeah.
ain't putting nothing in there.
Nope.
They're gonna leave it to you.
Puts in pancake batter in theirs, don't they? Is
Yeah,
that
IHOP
what it
does
is?
You're the
pancake
one that said
batter,
that,
yeah.
right? Yeah, you were like,
Yeah.
like request no
Yeah.
pancake
No, yeah,
batter in the
that's why
eggs.
their omelets are like 1,300 calories.
Yeah.
They are insane.
Like
dude.
let me find this. I think it's
No,
called
like
the
I
bacon
made my
temptation
own omelet
omelet.
at IHOP or did like the make your own thing where it's like I would just get like bacon, cheese, like spinach, and like maybe some onions or something. They're like, yeah, it's like 940 calories. I'm like,
You're out of your damn mind.
why?
So
It's like
ready?
3
So
eggs.
this is the bacon temptation omelet. Now there's not a lot of bacon. It's just some cut up little pieces of bacon.
and a lot of times their bacon is
Right.
just like, yeah, like the little bitty chunks.
Break,
It's
break
not-
it.
yeah.
Bacon's,
4 mils,
not,
yeah.
bacon's
Yeah.
also not that high, right? Like you're talking maybe one.
No,
or two.
not crazy.
So bacon temptation omelet. It's just eggs, cheese, bacon. That's it. How many calories do you think are in this omelet?
700.
I'm going to say 850.
Okay. Can you see the number? Or just take a guess.
1,200.
1190.
That's fuck you.
Yo,
For a
fucking,
fucking
I deserve some
omelet.
fucking pay up on
Yeah.
that one.
Right? That was when you said that.
That's the price is
She,
right.
she looked at the number.
No,
right.
Yeah, I was the closest without going over on a
But
win.
no, like legit, 1,200 calories for an omelet.
Bro. No.
No,
Go
dude.
fuck
It's like, what did you
yourself.
do to that omelet? to
Like,
make
unless
it
that omelet
much?
has fries and like a cannoli on the side or a piece of cheesecake, like,
no,
bro, there's
that's,
no
that's
reason it should be
that's
that
including
much.
no sides. That's just the omelet.
That's insane.
Well,
And
what
that's-
it is they might also be adding it because a lot of people, you can do water, which is good for being healthy. You can also use heavy cream.
Yeah, I know some people. I used to use
And heavy cream will make it.
I think
a-
Gordon Ramsay adds milk to his.
He does creme fraiche.
Okay.
Yeah.
fresh.
Which, again, that fucking jacks the calories
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
goddamn
Yeah.
roof.
Gordon
right?
Ramsay doesn't
yeah.
care about calories.
No, he does not at all.
And that's
Which is crazy.
that's
'cause
where you
he's-
kind of run into that. You know, water is a good way to do it. It's the cheap way to do it. It doesn't cost you anything, and you have plentiful, and it's
what's-
good on the calories.
God.
You know
that
what's
scared me.
always confused me? Skinny chefs. I don't understand how they exist.
like when you see how much they sweat in the kitchen
well,
around
no,
the
how much
holiday.
are you
I
cooking
get
and
that, but
eating?
like because they're supposed to taste everything, right? So like, and I guess maybe that's what it is like you taste a little bit and then you go a long time without
Yeah.
eating, you taste, and maybe they just don't eat much because they're always tasting. But like I can't wrap my head around being
All the
around
Adderall
food
they're on.
all day.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, or the Coke.
You know what's crazy
Hey, I read Anthony Bourdain's books. I know.
No,
about like nutritional information is I have had to be on a low sodium diet since my surgery, and I still have to be for a whole full week. Which is nice because right before we go to Houston, I'm cleared.
yeah.
So when we go to
she's
Houston,
ready for Sonic chili
I
dogs,
can eat.
dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brittany's like, I'm ready. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be ready to actually eat real food, but I'm on like a low
No.
sodium
What's
diet.
gonna happen is like when we went to that steakhouse for your birthday, and she ate like all that like incredibly rich,
rich
food,
food.
and she
And
was
I
like, "I
got
got food
fucking
poisoning." I'm like, "No,
sick
you
the
didn't.
next
Your body
day."
just ain't used to that kind
Yeah.
of shit."
That's just gonna happen here.
Yeah, probably. I feel like anytime we travel, I end up getting sick. But that actually is my surgery should have helped with that whole situation. So,
all right.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out for like 3 days, okay?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
As well. All right.
Great. I'm glad we get our 3-day hangout once a year.
I mean, you know, if you came into work more, we hang
Yeah.
out more.
Are
Yeah.
you fucking kidding me right now?
Maybe if you gave a fuck about the company.
Anyway, so I've had to be on low sodium diet, and I've actually had to look at nutrition labels on how much sodium is in things.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
fucking.
I can't-
It's like the only
Everywhere.
thing that flavors anything low
You can't.
calorie.
I literally
it's 'cause it
cannot
keeps things on the
eat-
shelf longer.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
cannot eat from
Let's see.
any food delivery restaurant,
You
any
literally-
restaurant, any fast
That's what
food
it
It's
is.
place,
basically home cooking.
anything.
40.
I could not eat a single item. Even just like things that you would buy from the store, even like liquid IV sticks are like 360 milligrams of sodium.
Well, I mean,
I had
I
to
hate
be-
to break it to you, like there's electrolytes in
Right.
salt and
I
stuff,
know,
so that's
but
what all that is.
Still, like that's what I
Gatorade and
asked
shit.
them because I had to drink so much water.
Yeah.
And I asked them, I was like, "Well, can I have like liquid IV and stuff to like extra hydrate?" They're like, "No." I had to have
That's
like
crazy.
under 250 milligrams of salt a day.
Well, okay, can I ask?
That's
Like, is
insane.
it too personal to ask why? Like, are we?
Why I had to be on low sodium?
Yeah.
Because when you have salt, it makes you swell.
Oh.
And so I'm
It's still, like a fucking Gatorade.
as you guys can
like,
see,
yeah,
I don't know
like
if you
you
can't
think.
really see, but I'm still super swollen in my face.
Yeah, me too. That's what happened to me.
I'm swole too.
I got stung by like 40 bees.
Eventually,
All
this
the
will go
time.
down and it'll look a lot nicer. But right now, I'm still extremely swollen. So I'm still. I was only supposed to be on it for 2 weeks, and they actually extended it 2 more weeks because I'm still so swollen. But the sodium like just makes you. I mean, immediately when I eat, because sometimes I cheated a little bit, and I had like mac and cheese.
Damn.
My nurse actually.
What's crazy is that one
made
mac
me,
and cheese will push you over. Like
Yeah,
that's crazy.
the one mac and cheese bowl from Panera is like 1,190 milligrams of sodium.
Why don't you just make your own mac and cheese? It
Well-
wouldn't have any sodium, right?
Well, no, I mean cheese has
Why
sodium.
would you eat at Panera anyway? It is Panera is hospital
She is
food.
obsessed with Panera.
No, there's the bacon turkey Bravo from Panera is fantastic.
Panera is the most
Their
overrated
signature
place.
sauce-
Thank you.
Their signature
It
sauce.
is literally cafeteria
Listen,
food.
their signature sauce and their tomato basil bread are both really,
I
really
swear
good.
to God,
and
if
I
the
say
signature
that
sauce is just Thousand Island dressing, I'm gonna flip.
it's similar, yeah.
So can I, so let's
I
let's
worked
all
there.
ever
Always,
is, dude.
always.
Every
Secret
every
sauce.
business is
It's
like,
Thousand
this
Island.
is our secret
It's
sauce.
mayonnaise and ketchup.
It doesn't
Right
matter.
there, man, spitting facts.
It
Oh,
doesn't
did
matter.
you see? Did you see the KFC? The 11 spices. Dude leaked it.
No.
He's like an old family member. Yeah, he
Was it
found
like
like
fucking-
Oh, isn't that what's his name?
Like sage, rosemary, paprika.
yeah, I
Like,
don't know, probably, but yeah, I just thought it was funny.
I worked at Panera for like 4 years, so I know.
there's the bias.
I know how it's. I know where most. Well, nowadays I don't know if they still get it from the same place, but I know at least like
Yeah,
a lot of their
hospital
stuff
cafeterias.
is pretty fresh. It's not all fresh, but I know the things that aren't, and like the mac and cheese is definitely
My thing is
frozen.
just like Panera's not bad, but like it's not great, and it's so expensive,
It is, but when I
you
was
mean $13 for a half a sandwich and an apple's not good?
bro. It's just
But
crazy.
listen, when I have Maeve during the day and I just want a sandwich and mac and cheese, and I know exactly what I want
We
from
have
there.
Jason's Deli here.
But
It's better
their mac and
and
cheese,
it's cheaper,
their mac and
but she
cheese
doesn't
sucks.
like it.
Their mac and cheese
No,
sucks.
it does not.
I've never had mac and cheese at Jason's.
But they have like the Panera mac and cheese. That used to be like my comfort food. Like on your 10-minute break, you would just snarf down some quick mac and cheese. You know, like that.
Snarf.
It was
So I love
I
that.
would go
at her-
smoke.
So, no, so, all right, so let's get through that. So what would comfort food at your old job? Was it just the mac and cheese?
Oh, it was not just the mac and cheese. It was also like a cup of tomato soup, fucking loaded with croutons.
Okay.
Like
sounds
stacked with
good.
croutons because it would like soak into the crouton and it would just like, oh my God. Because you only had like 10 minutes. And I was 17 at the time. So I wasn't like the half of the staff that had a smoking problem.
Yeah.
So I just would eat
Oh,
on
no,
my
dude.
breaks or like a nice fresh piece of baguette. Oh my God, that was so
Every
good.
retail job I had, I'd pick up smoking so I could take the break.
I want to see if me and you had a similar experience.
Okay.
So this was the Best Buy Breakfast of Champions. Okay, a NOS energy drink because it was the only energy drink we had, and either a Kit Kat or one of those Oreos cookies and cream chocolate bars and a cigarette.
Yeah, yeah.
Oreo
That
cookies
was
and
my
cream, baby.
breakfast every fucking
we had
day.
I didn't do
for
NOS, but cookies
if I,
and cream?
If I had enough time, which I never did because I always overslept, I would get a
Yeah.
buttered roll from the deli, or I would get like if I was really splurging that day because my bank account had more than like $15 in it, I'd get a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Well, we also had an espresso machine. So you'd
That's
also just
crazy.
be
I can't wrap my head
taking
around
shots of espresso
I think it was either
throughout the day.
a Nas or God, what was like a energy drink back then? 'Cause, like,
Bang.
yeah,
Probably
we,
like a Monster. I don't think
Like a
Bang
Bang?
existed then.
People loved Bang.
Bang
energy
was-
no,
back
Bang
then.
wasn't a thing back then.
It was Monster.
Well, it was when I was
Balls
growing
make
up.
energy
It
drink?
would be like a Mr. Good bar.
Balls is like the soda, but they only sell in certain
So
places.
the cool thing is, I worked at Media
What was with
Play.
the lizard? The little lizard
Oh,
drink.
Sobe.
Sobe.
bro,
Oh my God,
you remember,
Sobe.
dude, you remember
I think
those
it
white
was a
ones, the
Sobe
pina
tea.
coladas?
The strawberry bananas was great.
Do those still exist? I haven't
Do
seen
they?
one in
Sobe?
years.
I don't think Sobe's still a thing.
No,
I
they
haven't
are.
seen a
They are,
Sobe
but they're
in
not
years.
glass bottles anymore. They're
Oh,
plastic.
that's why.
They
See,
used to be glass
that
bottles,
was
and
what
they
kept
had.
you in business.
So-
They would have the little like messages on the.
Oh yeah,
on the
they are still
lids.
busy. It's all plastic now.
yeah, that's why your company's failing.
Yeah, that's why I haven't heard of you in
Are
years.
they actually failing?
It's owned by
hopefully.
Pepsi, by the way.
Oh,
It's
okay,
all
okay,
Pepsi.
never
yeah,
mind.
that
Fuck
explains it.
But no, so like the cool thing is when I worked at Media Play, which was like Best Buy before Best Buy, we had like movie theater snacks and like in like the boxes or
that's
whatever. So like I would eat like
Like the candy.
yeah,
Oh,
like things like
yeah.
Goobers or whatever, which is just chocolate covered peanuts.
Best Buy used to, and then they
like
just stopped
snow
carrying
caps
it.
and shit like that. Like we would just all grab like some sort of movie theater candy or whatever, and
When
have
I
like a
worked at the movie
smorgasbord.
theater concession stand, we would put them in the fridge, like any of the
Oh,
like chocolate
yeah.
covered candies. We would always sneak them in the back of the beverage fridges because they were so like the Butterfinger. They had like the Butterfinger cups for a while. I don't know if they still sell them, but we would put them in the fridge. They were so good cold.
I got like hooked on like Skittles and Sprite for like a hot
That's
minute,
some
just
good
because it's like the fruit
Skittles
flavored
and Sprite.
That's a good
and like the
combo.
Sprite
You know,
kind
that
of being
actually-
like
You can even put them in the
Does sound
Sprite
good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah,
or like
dude.
nerds since
gets
they're like kind of
wild.
sour. Like that was good as fuck.
So question for you guys here, just because we're discussing food.
10 inches.
yeah, I
tall,
love
bro.
that when I
and-
can't eat any of it.
And since I just moved to Texas this year, I don't know when it's actually appropriate. When is it appropriate to make pot roast?
What do you mean?
Anytime.
Whatever.
When?
Like, dude,
because
now,
it doesn't
tomorrow,
get cold.
the
Like
next
it's
day?
usually like fall weather is when like
Yeah,
a
I think-
pot
I
roast
think
It'll
is
get
like,
cold.
because it's a hearty
I have
meal,
a question
right?
for you. Did you forget how cold it was when you guys first moved here?
It fucking sucked.
That wasn't like that cold though.
but it doesn't hit until like late November.
Yeah.
So and that's what I'm saying. Like 90-degree weather is not pot roast weather.
I love
like because it's just so hearty.
I get it.
I would
get
say
it.
start wiping the dust off your crock pot like beginning of
Oh,
November.
I still use my crock pot.
I use
to
my
do
crock
random
pot
shit.
like 2-3 times a week.
I use it
All right,
all the
all right,
time.
I
My
need to know.
Instapot.
How? My issue with crock pots, I've tried.
I love
Multiple-
slow
look,
cooked
I'm
food.
saying,
Easy.
No, listen to me. So I've tried
Okay.
crock pot
Have
multiple
you?
times in the past, prior to us being together.
Using wait, is it a
Okay,
crock
this is
He's like,
like
mind your business.
7 years
Crock
ago.
pot or Instapot?
No,
Two different things.
Crock pot.
No, an Instapot's just a pressure
my
cooker.
issue
Yeah.
is that I would put things in the crock pot and forget that it was there.
Well,
Well,
you can't.
that's
You
the-
can't do that.
Yeah, but I would. That's what I mean. And that was the problem. Is I would always forget.
Don't.
So
And then it would be fucking like.
So when
you
you
get a
walk
pressure
into the
cooker?
kitchen and you smell the delicious food that's
Yeah,
cooking, it doesn't
yeah.
make you think that
Did
there's
you do the
something in
white
the
people
crock
thing
pot?
and not season your chicken? Like,
No, I mean, I
like,
would.
Did you just put like there's salt water, there's saline in that chicken? That's good enough.
No.
Well, he also said that it was before we were together, and we just hit 6 years together like
it's been a
last
while.
week.
Like,
so
have y'all ever? Do you guys own like a pressure cooker?
No.
not a pressure cooker. Those terrify the fuck out of me.
Why?
Yeah, she won't let us get
Are you
one.
kidding me?
It is literally
I have
the best.
seen and heard.
she's convinced
too many
that
horror
it'll
That's
stories.
because
explode.
dumbasses don't know how to use it correctly.
That's true
And you
too.
know what? half of the time I have mom brain, and who knows? And
He's like, dumbasses don't know how to use a crock
It
pot. I was
takes
just
30
talking about forgetting about the crock pot. You want me to have a pressure cooker?
Yeah, but a pressure cooker is different. though.
Yeah. Plus, it makes a
But
really
I've
satisfying
seen
hiss when you let off the
I will say though, I've gotten way better. I've not burned anything in a while because I've been actually utilizing my fucking watch for more than just tracking my steps.
Yeah,
so I
no,
set
he'll
reminders
say
and timers
when
constantly.
he puts Maeve's food in the freezer to like cool down. Siri, set a reminder for 45 seconds. And I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
So that I don't forget. No, because I have learned
Nah,
that
that's
45 seconds in the
legit.
freezer after the kids' food are done, it's cooled down perfectly that they can eat it.
But like you have to set an alarm to remember.
Yes,
to
because
take
I'll
it
leave
out
it
of-
in there too long, and then I'll have to reheat it, and then I'll have to cool it down again, and then it's a vicious cycle.
It's just like-
Oh my god.
that's how easily he like forgets. Out of sight, out of mind. Like,
It's fucking it's a shiny thing, distraction.
Object permanence like a fucking toddler.
literally.
It's like I was doing
dude.
something. Meanwhile, Maeve's like,
No, like legit, bro. Like it's like I see a thing, and it's just like the distraction is just it's gone.
But back
fleeting.
to like the crock pot thing, like I've made plenty of things in the crock pot since we've been
She
together.
has, yeah.
And they've come out great, and
Yeah.
I will again. I have like, unfortunately, TikTok has just plagued me with food TikToks ever since I couldn't
You need
eat
to get
anything.
on like pressure cooker TikTok.
No,
You just
no,
can't
see,
man.
the problem with Instapots and pressure cookers are
Is
like
they explode.
The food needs to be fresh when you cook it because
they-
if it's
and they
any sort of like
explode.
extra cold or frozen, it's going to come out tough.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I hate.
It does need to be fresh, but
The crock
I mean,
pot,
the
that
shit you
doesn't
can cook
happen.
in it and how easily you can make
Oh
like,
yeah,
chicken
like
and rice, chicken
like
and
4
rice and
pounds
broccoli.
of chicken you can
like,
cook in like 9 minutes.
Like you can straight up
it's-
cook
it's
an
crazy.
entire meal in just in the Instapot alone.
Like pressure
it's just
cookers
done.
are great
Let's
for like
make a
meal
video
prep.
where we bring a pressure cooker here. You teach me how to use it.
Yeah, you can keep it here. Yeah,
Okay.
you can explode
Hell
here.
yeah.
It's
okay.
not Brie.
I'm not bringing an explosive item into
unless
my
you
home.
walk up to it when it literally
What
is,
about Ruff's
is
dynamite
releasing
personality?
steam,
Yeah.
and then you open the top of it, it's not going to explode because it locks.
Okay. I'm not fucking with that. You got mom brain and you got rough brain.
So
and
here's
those-
He has his own diagnosis. It's like Lou Gehrig's disease. It's just rough brain.
no,
I mean,
literally
you-
the things
here's-
that he
here's
has
the thing.
asked me where they are in the entirety of our relationship is enough for
You
me
have to
not to get a
understand
pressure cooker.
that when it comes to food, and I don't know why it's only with food. Once Bree
is not
sets
only
her
with
mind, yes,
phone,
it is. Once
with
Bree
food.
sets up her mind, it's over. So like you remember how, and I'm not saying like Chipotle's gone downhill, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But like,
no,
'cause I
it's
used to
ass.
love Chipotle.
I don't even like
But
Chipotle that much, and
I
it's
used to
really
love
bad
it.
now.
But so Bree, like you remember when they had that E. coli shit that happened like I don't know what a decade ago.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't a decade. It was probably like
I'm pretty
8
sure
years.
it's been 10 years. And
Okay.
Bree still to this day
Oh, do not
refuses
fact
to
check
go to
that right now.
Chipotle. And it's not that she won't go to Chipotle for any other reason. Not that she doesn't like it or not. Just literally because they had an E. coli issue 10 years ago.
Okay, I also don't like it.
I mean, Brie, have you ever gone to an ocean or a lake?
Well,
Two
not here because here the lakes will kill you.
But have you ever been to
In Oregon,
And
where
gone to a
it's
lake?
mountain water and not man-made.
2015.
Yeah.
For 9 years.
You realize most
close.
of
It
that
doesn't
lake
matter.
water is
I
just
also
shit
just
water,
don't
right?
like Chipotle.
What month in
They had two, October and December,
in the same year though?
in the same year.
So 9
Yeah.
literally
That's
2 months
Which
apart.
I know that also has nothing to do with Chipotle. It has to do with the manufacturer, and I get it, but I also
no, I don't give.
like
No,
Chipotle.
I will blame them. I'm cool.
No,
with
no,
it.
Chipotle sucks now. I'm not going to pretend, but
Like
it's just an
Subway
example.
also
like,
had the same
Yeah.
issue with
Oh,
their
dude,
spinach.
Boar's Head. Like Boar's Head has
Boar's
killed
Head,
like 9 people.
I
now.
know,
That's
I know,
crazy.
which is crazy because people like love Boar's Head, and when that came
Oh,
out,
no,
I
it
was
was like the kind
thank
I would
God
always
I
want.
do
Boar's
not
Head is like
eat Boar's
the
Head.
exclusive one people in you like you don't use anything. I mean, maybe
What the
it's
hell's
changed.
Boar's Head?
It's a meat company.
deli, yeah.
manufacturer.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know. What you're
When
talking
you
about
go to
now.
the
Okay.
deli and they fresh slice your
I
shit,
thought it was
yeah.
like something like that. Okay, never
And
mind.
they've like very, very recently had like what was it?
Yeah, a
in their meat?
listeria outbreak,
It was a
and it was like
listeria
it's killed
outbreak.
like 9 people.
Yeah, and it's
That's insane.
Yeah, and I'm so glad we don't because Boar's Head is at HB, but we've
Yeah.
never gotten it. And
I know it's
No,
unlikely.
I had some in my fridge when like the outbreak started. and I
oh
was
fuck
like,
that.
nope, I'm good.
It's gone.
But yeah, I
It
just
sucks that there's not a single company
That you
that
can
I can
rely
think
on?
of like at all.
well, I mean, it kind of comes from like with produce and stuff, like the romaine lettuce. I feel like always has a recall because it also has to do with like the soil.
Well, no, the lettuce,
And-
spinach, like, and
Yeah.
I love spinach. Like, I get it on pizza and shit all the time. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm always like, make sure you cook the fuck out of it. Cook it with
and
the
wash
pizza.
it well because
Yeah.
like even like the most natural stuff is like still in the soil and you are using like manure
I mean, they
to
use fertilizer.
Well, I mean,
Exactly,
it's not even
which
that.
is-
It's like the plants that they like. It's like cross contamination at like plants, like when they're like.
We need to
like,
start growing our own.
processing
stuff.
also the
it.
water
Yeah.
like because cow
No, I
poop-
know. I'm just saying
I mean, now that we're in Texas, I can actually have my own garden. I just
Well,
don't want
what's
to grow it in
funny
my
is
house.
I've
No.
been seeing more and more people do that. Like not even big
Yeah.
gardens, but just like the stuff they use a lot. Like if people eat a lot of strawberries, like I've seen people they're just like, I'm making my own because I don't fucking trust any of these companies anymore. And it's like
yeah.
crazy that it's gotten back to that point. And I'm like, maybe it's a good thing because like I mean it's
yeah, but you
probably
be
have
able,
less
you
issues,
should
like-
be able to trust the shit you buy.
you should be able to, but like I mean
It's fucking insane that you can't.
but let's be real. I don't think it'll ever change.
No.
Like if anything,
No,
I think
it'll
it's
only
gonna
get
get
worse.
worse.
No,
Like,
it's still
I-
cheaper for those people to die, for
Yeah.
them to get sued,
I
for them to
still
pay
am-
out, and then keep doing what they're doing.
I'm
Yep.
still fairly confident, and like the time frame on when this will happen will obviously vary greatly, depending, especially on how this quantum computing shit that's like starting to happen is like how that ends up going and like what direction that goes in AI and all that. But like, bro, I'm convinced like cyberpunk is going to happen,
oh my god
like in real life. Like
You're gonna get jacked
maybe,
in.
and I don't mean necessarily to that degree, but like very similar.
I mean, we already have 3D printed hearts, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Like,
we
we're-
are not
We're
far
already
off.
on that path.
Yeah, that's what I
Like,
mean. Like it's gonna happen.
Get
I watched
augmented choom.
episode of The Resident yesterday where my show of choice to binge in my recovery has been The Resident. And I am almost completely finished with all 6 seasons. It's actually phenomenal. Like
She
better,
powers through shit in ways that I can't wrap my head around.
better than Grey's Anatomy.
I'm just
and I'm
on
a
the dangerous
huge
catch, baby.
Grey's Anatomy
Crab
fan.
hunting. Woo!
Deadliest catch.
I love me some
Is
medical
that
drama.
your guilty pleasure?
Yeah, I just put it on in the back. Sorry, I just put it on in the
Deadliest
background.
Catch?
Like, just let them go.
But they just made in the episode I watched yesterday, they made like a titanium rib cage, like 3D printed titanium rib cage for a lady who like had cancer or something, so they had to take out her rib cage.
Damn.
And they put in a 3D printed titanium rib cage, and it looked sick, even though it was probably not
Yeah.
real. But it looked so sick.
But no, I mean, like Eric said, like they
'Cause that's
just
probably
they just
something that they've
recently
done.
replaced, like I think, with a metal like,
titanium heart.
Yeah, like there's a guy now that has a titanium heart that was, if I'm not mistaken, 3D printed.
Well, even like heart valves and stuff, they can like 3D print and.
Yeah, it's crarazy.
Yeah.
It's a whole new
So
world.
funny.
But we've
so-
had that conversation where
Yeah.
he is totally okay with growing old as fuck and being like half robot. I, on the other
if
hand,
we can
no, thank
function.
you.
Dude,
Like-
if I could end up like Wonder Woman in that movie, bro,
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Dude, no, like so funny enough, I saw people talking about that, and and it was more of a discussion about like what happens and what needs to change in society. So like they're always talking about like Social Security going away, right? And like raising retirement ages and blah 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 blah, and people get old and yada yada yada. What happens when we progress to a point where people living to be 120 and 130 becomes the norm? And how will that actually affect society as a whole?
I mean,
Dude, I don't want to live that long.
Because like
I don't think you're ever gonna have that average though, because you're gonna have people.
No, you will.
You're
No,
gonna
you
have
will.
people like Bree though that won't want synthetic.
No,
enhancement,
100%.
Which I'm not trying to like
so,
like.
so
do that, but I'm
obviously
just
not
saying, like,
everybody,
you
but
will
like
have that
a
other
large
side.
portion of the population would, and it's like, and I just mean like just medicine progressing to the point where like people like is like. I'm not talking about even Brie having to get like robotic limbs. I just mean like technology increases to a point where like people just live longer in general.
No, like we are reaching that point.
Like, and it's like you think like even a couple of years, even like a 5 to 10 year increase on lifespan would affect so much because it's like you have, I mean, homes, like doctors, more and more people, like the population increases. Like I feel like that would shake things up like crazy.
Well,
Okay,
I think
so-
anything that would really significantly increase a lifespan would be more affordable health care.
yeah,
So,
probably.
My question to you, and because both of you guys are parents, I think this is a good question.
And we're on very opposite ends.
Would you upload your consciousness to the internet to have an AI version of you made just in case something
No.
did happen to you? So you would have something for your child.
An AI
No.
version, no.
But it wouldn't be like an AI taking over. It would be your consciousness. It would learn your likeness. I guess is the best way to explain it. So that way, there's a digital
but
version
it's-
of you
it's
for your
something
for your
else
kid.
learning.
Yeah, if
you,
it's
not
not
you.
me, if there's a way to upload your consciousness and it's literally you, like essentially they can more or less give you a digital brain of some sort. If it has been successfully and like tested, like there are multiple people that have done it and like it has been 100% proven. Yeah,
Well,
probably.
no. You'd still. The thing is, in my mind at least, you would still have your normal body. You'd be this. It would basically just be a copy of yourself on the internet. So it wouldn't be.
Basically to
be
keep
two
you
separate
alive.
entities.
So essentially to keep you alive as your body shuts down.
If anything were to happen to you, like let's say like I don't know, you get into a car accident or something like this, right? That way, it's like, hey, go ahead and start this.
Yeah, it's like his body is destroyed, but he can still be saved.
But you
Freeze his
have-
head.
Like, would that be something that you guys would be interested
No.
in doing?
I think so.
I'd rather live on through memories, photos, and videos
Yeah.
than an AI version
I
of myself.
well, I don't. Well, he doesn't mean AI. Like I think it's more so like you get into a car accident and your body is destroyed, but your brain is still intact, and they can basically transfer your consciousness to a different host body. I guess would be like the right term.
Well, in
right?
most-
Is that what you mean?
In most situations,
Either
your
way, I
brain
mean, it's one of
would
those
go
things where
first.
you're still like basically you're
'Cause
leaving
I would
you're
have to
leaving
still be
your
me.
imprint still for the world to be able to
I
utilize,
would
right? And that
still
would be
have to
for
be
your,
me.
your family.
I think
right?
that's
it wouldn't be the government could use it, this or that. It would literally be specifically for your
Fuck
family.
that. Make me a weapon.
Yeah. No, I think it's just like it would have to be me still. Like not an AI version of me, not a clone, not like it would have to be me. Like if you could like if it was a thing of like my body was failing, like severe situation, you get cancer and your body's shutting down and you're otherwise like you are okay, and you know, like if they could replace your body essentially, but it's still you, it's still your brain, it's still that. I think so. Again, I'd have to see a concept of like how it was handled.
you
but,
know,
like,
right, this is rough sketch, right?
I
But,
don't.
like,
I don't
it's just
think
the
I would
thought
upload.
process.
I don't think I would upload my consciousness to be an AI version of
No,
like
yeah, I
that.
wouldn't do
That
that.
seems.
I think maybe for
concerning.
someone with dementia
Yeah,
and
maybe.
like older people who are starting to, you know, lose their self, that would make more sense. But I think there's also not necessarily a beauty in it, but I mean, like life is, you know, birth, living, and death, right? And then when you go, like, I feel like your family would never really get closure in that sense. If like you have like a whole
Well, but I mean, that's the whole thing, though. For to try to like let's say, hypothetically, like something happened to either of you guys right now,
Yeah.
right? And Maeve is still learning, but she doesn't understand the concept of death,
right.
and that's not something you want to have a conversation
No,
with
no.
at this point in time with her, right?
Right.
So, would you be fine with having like a version of yourself that she could still interact with until she actually understands the concept of death?
I mean, I'm not a parent, but I would say
Yeah.
no.
I feel like
because
that's
I feel like
it's a lie.
It would be like
Yeah.
me. It would be like me getting a robot and being like, "Hey, Maeve, this is
this
mommy
is dad now. Yeah. Like,
well, in the Resident show I'm watching, actually, one of the characters she does die when
Shocked.
her
Shocker.
That's
Well,
all
she
those shows
actually-
are. Just people dying over and
well,
over
she
and over
actually
again.
left the show after she had her first kid,
Oh.
and so she was pregnant on the show while she was pregnant in real life. And then after she had her kid, she didn't want to be on the show anymore because she wanted to dedicate her time to her
So
child.
they killed.
So they killed her off in the show. But her kid in the show was like about to turn 1. So now she's 5 in the show. So it's like progressed a lot in like how she is without her mom. And it's like knowing that even though it's fiction, it's kind of like one of those things. Like I feel like it would be worse off in that sense for the kid than like, I don't know, knowing her mom through pictures, videos, and stuff. Like, and now that she's 5, she talks about all the time how she wishes she like knew her mommy and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's like one of those things. Like it kind of feels like a lie in a way. Like I don't know, because that's
Well, I mean,
'cause
you
even though
wouldn't,
it's
you
your
wouldn't be
conscience-
telling the child your mom's alive,
Right,
right?
but it's
this
like-
is a way that your child could learn about you,
Yeah.
not just through photographs, but they actually learn you, right?
But it
Like,
wouldn't be you, right?
that
Like,
would be you from 5 years ago.
That's still you, though.
But you change
Right?
and grow as well
Over time,
over
yes, you change and grow through your experiences, but
Yeah.
at the time that they're looking at these photographs and they're looking through all these pictures, you're still you.
I don't
You
think
have
that.
a-
I don't think that would give a closure as much as a longing.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. Like. Because like you're just like you're giving them this like constant thing like and like she said
Yeah.
like there's never any change. It's just like what you were and not what you would become with them as well, because like them being an influence on your life is you changing as well, right? So it's like it would still be like kind of like, I think it would almost be disassociative in the point of like you would still be showing them who you were without them, and that's still not going to feel good.
I also feel like that would be really hard for the partner.
Yeah.
Like, how are you
that
ever
too.
supposed to move on?
That's a good point.
Like, was the AI thing going to turn around and be like, I love you, and you're going to be like,
I'm sending you text messages.
Yeah.
Answer
like,
me, honey.
Hello. Don't forget
Hello.
don't forget the crock pot.
Like, right?
Yeah, set
like a horror
your
movie right
timer
there.
for 45 seconds.
Or like if they ever move on, like their future partner, like
yeah, all of a
knowing
sudden
that
you're just
there's
going to
like
like chuck the AI robot. Mommy's gone. Like,
Dude, I mean, we're gonna be in a really fucking weird situation in a few decades because you're gonna have literal robots just walking around. AI
no, it's
robots
gonna be like
being a
Detroit
thing.
Become Human or whatever.
Yeah, you're
bro.
gonna have self-driving cars everywhere. You're gonna have fucking.
Do you think that'll
Dogs
be
with
in our
flamethrowers.
lifetime?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
easily.
Within the next
Dude,
10, 15
no,
years.
it'll be within the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
there's
then-
already AI girlfriends. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be-
like
you-
those are like how much money?
Not. But that's the thing is like it starts
So,
off obscenely expensive, and
the
then it
way
just becomes
technology
cheaper.
works too, and like with AI,
And then
like,
add VR to the mix, and it's
We're
gonna be
already
nuts.
on, dude. Like they used VR to like do some of the shit at the eye doctor today.
Yeah.
like they literally put a VR helmet on me, and it like measured like most of my eye measurements.
Yeah. No, I
stuff.
mean we're not far off. Like, and I don't mean to the degree of SAO, but like all that is going to take is because all you need to do VR of that degree is trick your brain into thinking that what it is being relayed is real,
yeah.
right? And like that is like more or less a thing at this point. It's just a matter of that. I mean, you have fucking Neuralink. You have dudes. This dude is playing video games and using computers with his mind. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Is this what you guys talked about last week at all?
I don't think so.
Okay, because
We kind of feel like we did though.
last
we talked
week's episode
about
is
AI.
no, we
definitely
talked about
AI.
commercials and AI.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
we looked
just-
up old commercials.
I didn't
Yeah, that was
watch
wild.
the
Mandela
old
effects.
podcast, so I just but
And
I did
Mandela
upload
effects.
it today.
Yeah.
So I was
Mandelas,
like,
yeah.
We
I
talked
would
about
read.
AI, but we more talked about like AI of like like robots taking over jobs and like the self-driving cars, like because that Eddie video we watched of like the self-driving cars driving in circles just
Oh,
honking
yeah.
horns.
Oh
Like
my god, that
shit
would
made me
drove
so
me
mad.
up the fucking
like
wall.
it's things like that. But like I'm talking about like legitimately just like technology progressing to a point where like I don't know how society's going to handle it.
Not well, because it's we are a selfish species.
Yep.
And so it's one, people are going to be stealing other people's robots.
Oh, yeah.
There's it's like the thing is I'm a big proponent of like the kind of like psychology of like you are who you are, and you wear a mask to hide who you are. And given the ability of anonymity and freedom, you finally show, like, the whole thing where it's like money doesn't change who you are, it shows who you are.
Yeah.
Because you now have the ability to do the things you've always wanted
Well, it's like
to
some
do.
of the heinous stuff that people
Yeah.
say on the internet, even in comments. It's like
Yeah.
they're willing to actually be who they are.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
those
exactly.
messages.
And so, like, it's one of those things to where it's like, and they'll try to be like, no, that's not really who I am. It's like, no, that's exactly who you are.
Yeah.
Who you're pretending to be here is the pretend
yeah,
person.
because you're being confronted.
Yeah. And so like it's one of those like like we're gonna show how truly animalistic we are, because you can't convince me that we are not animals. We
Oh, no,
we
I mean,
are.
people are gonna
we have
get
a
the-
higher level of
Yeah.
consciousness.
Yeah.
But we are animals.
I mean, people. I mean, there will be people who will want AI robots just to beat them,
Oh yeah.
just like because of the fact that like it's not a doll like AI, like it has
Well, I mean,
some form
you know,
of sentience in some way.
Shit rolls downhill, right? There's like that people a lot of times will treat us like shit because they see us as like these just online screen presences and not as people.
Yeah.
Because like to them, it's like this shit rolls downhill. Like that is the anonymity is their power.
Oh, yeah,
Because,
no,
like,
I mean, a lot of
they
people-
can, and it's like it'll be the same thing for that kind of thing where it's like
Yeah.
their boss treats them like shit 9 hours a day at their job. They're going to come home and treat someone else like shit to take it out on.
Well, funny enough, I think we had something similar like that the other day,
Rejection.
where I think it was
Yes.
either you responded or I responded, or I think we both did to somebody in the Discord, and
Our Discord
the
sucks.
person was actually fairly chill after a bit. Like we actually had a reasonable discussion after, after they like realized like what we were discussing. But like they even pointed out, they were like wholeheartedly, they were like, I didn't think that I was important enough that you guys would see this.
that happens
and it's
all
like,
the
but you still left the message.
Yeah, it's like where did you think it would go? Because like I had that interaction.
You still felt the need to put it out.
I had that interaction with someone
forum.
on Twitter where they were like, they're so corporate now, this and that, and it's like the things that you are calling us corporate and like money hungry and greedy over are the things we lose the most money on.
Yeah, that is funny.
You know,
that is
and it's like
funny.
you are coming from a place from zero knowledge of what you speak of.
No, yeah,
you're
we
just making
get
this grand assumption because you don't like the thing that we did.
We get accused a lot of that about the binges where people will get mad and accuse us of doing the binges.
They just want more
with
money.
the intent of being money. And it's like, dude, a lot of, not all of them.
Most of those we lose money
A
on.
lot of the binges, yeah, we lose money, but they have like some of them have become some of our most successful videos. And like the amount of times I'll be scrolling through the comments and it's so weird that YouTube does. I don't know if it's a coincidence.
I swear to God,
they do it on
has
purpose.
to be on purpose.
Where like you'll read one message, oh, I love these binge videos so much. I wish I'm so happy they do these. It gives me something to do. I watch these to sleep. Please do more of these. Blah 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 blah. And then directly under it, I fucking hate these videos. Why can't you upload them individually? Blah 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 blah. And it's like, damn.
Oh, no,
Well, you can't please everyone.
Yeah, it goes back to be like you can be the juiciest peach on the tree, but some people just don't like peaches. You know,
I like that
it's
analogy.
me. I don't like peaches.
You don't?
You
No,
weirdo.
You know, I don't really know how I feel about peaches.
It's my trauma.
I saw a dude fry up some peaches for like peaches and
Okay.
cream,
Yo,
and
peach tea,
those
though,
fried up
is
peaches
fucking
looked so
good.
good, dude.
So I used to love peaches, like loved peaches, and
what
in preschool, and this is like one of my earliest memories. In preschool, like my mom would pack me like the thing of like peaches every day.
Like the
in my
ones in
lunch.
like the little
Yeah. And like, dude, I guess one day like I was just sick and I like
Oh,
threw
no.
up and like all I had was the peaches.
Oh no!
And so like my vomit was literally just peaches.
That's why I didn't eat bananas for like
And
10
so
years.
and like, dude, it was like ever since then, like I am just now at the age of 75 getting to the point where I can like smell peaches and not get like nauseous. Like
That's
like
good.
it
It's
just
gonna be like 80, 82. You
yeah,
think
and
you'll
literally
get
just be
past
like,
it?
well, I mean, like if we're trying to live to 130, then you know, hopefully once I'm like in my 110s, like maybe I'll even get to the point I can eat them again.
That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah,
Those memories are just stored in your like long-term memory bank.
yeah, no, like
inside
dude, I
out.
smell a peach and like immediately I'm like, no
Trauma.
yeah. Speaking of that, I talked to my psychiatrist yesterday. I got a psychiatrist now. I'm not in therapy yet, but I told her I'm interested in it. And she was like, do you have any trauma? And I'm like, no.
Oh.
She was like, do you smoke? No. It's like, do you drink? No. And I could feel her getting close to like, why the fuck are you here?
What do you want? From me?
Yeah, it's like, what are like you seem fine. Like, are you just a bitch? Like, well, in my head, that was probably that was what I was saying to myself. But yeah, it
that's
was.
why you're in therapy. Yeah, you can't call yourself a bitch in your head. You know?
So, well, I mean,
You're gonna be the MC.
yeah,
Sean.
the way my brain works too, it's like, do I joke about trauma? And I was like, no, she's actually seriously asking me, like, have you
Yeah.
had like any kind of events in your life that like have fucked you up? And it's like, I mean, if I did, I'm doing a pretty good job of repressing that shit because I don't remember any of it.
Dude, I had a so I think I've talked to you guys about this before, but like, so I had a really bad experience when I was younger with therapy. Don't like therapy. I got put in like a. Well, I'll tell the story one day, but this will be a longer story, so it doesn't make sense to have it here towards the tail end of the podcast. But like, I got sent to like a mental institution when I was like in 8th grade. I was there for 30 days. It was not a fun time. And like, so I've had a very like negative experience around
With like
therapy.
mental health stuff.
Yeah. So like, I don't remember exactly when this was. I think it was before Maeve was born. But I went through this random spurt for like a few months where I had this like existential like fear
No, we both had that.
about death.
Like right when she was, or right before she was born, and then like around the time, like
and
a couple
it was
months
like
after.
a constant like I'd hear a plane overhead and like I couldn't help but like my
Donnie
brain
Darko?
no my brain would like fucking like just imagine the plane like crashing into the house and killing us.
And it was
like
cra-
and
it
it was like it fucked with me really 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 bad. And I didn't know why, and it was random. So I finally like because all of I saw these like people being sponsored by like different
like Better Health and
Better Health. And I didn't
Yeah.
go through them, but it was like at the time, the agency that I worked with for sponsorships of my solo channel, they offered like free mental health like consultations where I could
okay.
meet with like a therapist or whatever. So I tried it. And we had like a fairly normal, first session, talked through some stuff, barely even scratched the surface of like the shit that I dealt with as a child. Like it was very, very like surface level. It was like 45-minute, whatever. And, it was a little weird, right? Because I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it, but like whatever. And then she had to like cancel the next meeting. And then the next meeting got canceled again.
Okay.
Because she just like broke off from them. So like they no longer worked with her anymore. And I was just like,
so you were just left in the lurch then.
so my only option was to go get another one. And I was like, all right, as a sign, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened. I like yelled at myself in the mirror one day. I'm being dead serious. And was like, why the fuck are you worried about this? This is not a big deal. And I don't know, just something clicked and it fucking, I was fine
sometimes
after that.
some shit clicks. Like that's the breakthrough, right?
But yeah, like I feel like, because I know that therapy is a good thing, and I'm like trying to get out of this like mentality of like this negative outlook that I have on it.
Right.
But it was like I finally tried it again after like, fucking a decade plus.
Sure.
And it just was such a shit experience that it's like the idea of going back to it is like, oh.
Sometimes people go through like multiple therapists.
Yeah, but that's
before
because they don't
find
like
them.
it, not because I had a problem
No,
with her.
you
She
gotta,
seemed
like,
fine.
You gotta have
You have to find a
chemistry.
therapist that fits your personality.
Yeah.
I had a therapist that lied to me. Well, she pulled some bullshit. Fuck that therapist.
Yeah, that was my original therapist. It was
so
shit.
My parents got divorced. So
Yeah.
my parents, I was forced to go to therapy
Right.
once a week for no
I wish
stupid
I
reason.
could have
Because
gone.
because I was that kid that was like, cool, my parents are getting divorced. Whatever. I guess.
it's like, what am I gonna do
I'm
about
gonna
it?
go ahead. Yeah, I'm like,
I'm not the one married to
I'm not
him.
the one married to him. I don't give a shit. Like, yeah, it affects my life, but at the end of the day, like, I get double Christmas. I get double birthday. That's a win to me. And I was like, cool, I'm
That
whatever.
is so your fucking perspective.
It really is.
That doesn't even sound weird coming from you because like knowing you now, I'm like, that would be the first thing he would think.
Double Christmas, double birthday, baby.
He would min-max his parents' fucking divorce.
100%, dude. That's what I did. I utilized it to my advantage. But then I got sent to therapy because they couldn't figure out where to send me for custody.
Yeah.
Because my parents were both fighting over
Oh,
custody
yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
They fought over my custody and sent me to therapy for 4
Yep.
years. My freshman year to my
God.
senior year of high school.
Oh
I
damn!
was in
Yours was
therapy.
in high school.
Yeah, I was in
That's tough.
therapy. Literally talking. Don't get me wrong. My therapist, she was fine, but she did a
That helps.
terrible job.
That helps.
So then it came down to literally like they did the final custody hearing, brought me to court, had the therapist
It's like I'm
in
19.
court.
I'm just gonna get my own place.
Literally, I was I was the younger kid. Like even though I
Yeah.
was a senior, I was 17.
Okay.
I was a year
Yeah.
under
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
So I was still within that. But it's like y'all are fighting over this bullshit when it doesn't matter in like 3
Yeah.
months.
And it's expensive.
And she goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, I think in my honest opinion that he should go with his mother." And I like looked at the therapist. I was like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no offense. In my kid when I was younger, I hated my mom.
Yeah.
Because of the
Right.
choices that she made that caused this causality, right?
Yeah, the rift, yeah.
Had she not cheated on my dad with his best friend, different story. I would not have
Damn.
hated her.
Yeah, makes
Mom,
sense.
if you
No.
listen to this, what the
Sorry,
fuck?
mom. I'm gonna call you out. It happened. Whatever.
Yeah,
but
your
like
reality's
This will
reality,
be the
right?
one podcast she listens to.
It
At
is
the
what it
very
is.
end.
But it's like shit happens. I get it. He wasn't. My dad wasn't the best guy either. I'm not trying to paint
right,
him
right.
as
Yeah.
an
But
angel.
you're just saying what happened.
He was going through like he had leukemia. So like
Yeah.
he was sick. He had basically almost lost the will to live because he was just like, the fuck am I
Yeah.
living for, right?
Well, especially we think like, I mean, we've talked about it before. Like medicine has progressed so much in 15 years, 10, 15 years
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's like, I mean, even like now, back when I was in high school, people got cancer. It was a death sentence.
Yep.
Like it was very rare people beat it. And now I feel like the amount of people I know of that have beat cancer is insane.
Funny enough, we had a friend who actually had the same, because there's 4 different versions of leukemia you can get. There's child onset A, onset B, child onset B, adult A, adult B, right? Back then, at least. We had a family friend who also got leukemia the same exact time with my dad. She was dead within 6 months.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
Like-
My
It's
crazy.
mom's
Gone.
friend last month or the month before found out she had cancer all over her body because, like I said earlier, affordable health care. A lot of people won't go until like something really, really bad happens and then it's just much too late, especially with some cancers where it's like when there are signs is when it is too late. She was dead within not even the week.
Yep.
That's
she was
crazy.
she found out her body was full of cancer. They were going to do some treatment plan, and then within the week she was
Well,
gone.
I mean, even once people start chemo is very hard on the body.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude,
And it's like-
my dad's like fiance is dealing with that. I feel
it
so bad.
destroys
for
your
her.
immune system.
It tears apart
Yeah.
so much of your body.
Yeah.
Not just your immune system, but
Yeah.
so much other stuff that it does to you. And even once you're done with those treatments, that shit is still affecting your body.
My
yeah.
mom didn't have to get chemo; she had to get radiation, and it was like, it was still just draining. Like
Well, it's
I'd get home from school, and she would just be in bed, like sleeping.
Well, it makes your
chilling.
body like attack itself so that it'll
Yeah.
attack the cancer, but like your body is it's being attacked by the chemo.
Damn, everybody gonna leave this part of the podcast.
It's
They're
just-
like, these
I know.
motherfuckers are bumming me
No,
out.
you know what?
You know what?
So-
This is the depression cast.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, I got sent to counseling for 4 years. That was fun. And then basically after I had the conversation with her, because she even asked me before we went to court, she goes, "Where do you want to go?" I was like, "I want to be with my dad."
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
dad, I don't know how long he has to live.
Right.
Right,
I
I
want
would
to be
spend that
with
time
him.
with him.
Yeah, it
Like,
makes sense. No, it
I'd
totally
rather
makes sense.
be there for him when he needs me because my mom's not going to be there for him anymore. And I
Yeah.
don't want to put that on my grandma, and
Yeah.
my brother's
Yeah.
worthless, so it doesn't matter. So
Damn, everybody getting shots today,
Goddamn
boys.
right.
I'm sorry. I was treated as the black goat of my family, or the black sheep of my family
Nah, sis.
for
The
so
black
long.
goat. The black
Because
goat.
everyone else,
Black Phillip.
because I was literally the person who would clean up the mess for everyone
Yeah.
in my
Right.
family. My house that I lived up north was a halfway house. I took in alcoholics, took in drug
Yeah.
addicts, and I tried to help them.
Yeah.
Not off the street, but like family members who were
Right.
dealing with issues. And then once
their
they're
medicine cabinets were the best.
And once they're back to normal, guess what? Guess who gets thrown under the bus for being a shitty person? Me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, cool, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Have a nice day. And like at the end of the day, I don't care. It makes me a better person. I did my
Well, you
due
feel better
diligence to
about
help my
helping.
family members, right?
I mean, that was my thing about therapy. It's like I don't feel like I need therapy, but like I'm so
It's nice to have someone to talk to. you
yeah,
about
I,
something,
like pretty
right?
much. Like I'm not gonna bitch to you guys about stuff, and I'm not gonna bitch to like anybody else really about it. Like I'd rather just
Pay someone to listen.
I'd
to
rather
you.
have my health insurance cover someone who is like paid to
Yeah.
listen to me and like in a pretty non-judgmental space, or what feels like a non-judgmental space, right? That
But
way
let's,
it's
let's
like,
be real. None of us are going to be able to give you good,
no, well, I
good,
mean,
good any
it's one
feedback.
of those things like
we all got
yeah.
mental
Burn them
problems.
all.
I
Like,
think it's
have I,
pretty
have I
clear.
experienced trauma? Like, probably all of us. Everybody does in
Yeah.
some regard. Like, it depends on like your definition of trauma, right? Like, it's like, have I ever been touched inappropriately? I don't think so. Like, not that I can remember in any regard. But like, I mean, maybe there's like some kind of like, maybe someone called me fat when I was 6, and somehow it just stuck with me for fucking ever, right?
Yeah, and like you just don't realize.
Yeah, and
it
I don't
till you
realize
talk.
it. Like, I think like being a little more self-actualized, self-realized isn't a bad thing, right? Like finding out like your own fucking weaknesses that you yourself can't see, and maybe like even like your friends and family don't understand about you.
Yeah.
Like, I've never, because like, my sister has anger issues. Like, I don't know if she listens to these. I don't really care.
It's all right, dude. I took shots at my mom. You can
Yeah,
go
no,
for-
but
go for the
no.
sister
I mean,
now.
my sister knows she has anger issues.
No, I told you, dude. When we actually have the podcast where I go into my journey in that
Yeah.
fucking mental hospital, I'm gonna be dropping some shots.
Yeah. But no, like for years, dude, I was like, you should get therapy. Like, you should just go talk to someone about it. Cause like, it's like one of those, like, they can probably help you figure it out. And finally, she went to therapy and it's like, what do you guys talk about? And she was like, I just ramble and they just sit there and write stuff down. I was like, do they tell you what they're writing down? She's like, nope.
Yeah, I know, right?
And she's also like, I think my therapist is kind of racist. Cause like, she said, God, what did she say? I forget who she said she was talking about, but she said like some off the cuff shit, and my sister was like, "Okay, that's cool, I guess."
It's always wild when you get the random subtle rate. We had that with our old neighbor.
Yeah.
Where like when I first met him,
My bladder
we
is
were
going to
having a
explode,
conversation.
so I'll be
It's all right.
back.
We're about to wrap up anyways. He like the first introduction we had.
See, she could get down without
was-
putting it
yeah.
down. Pussy.
I can't do that, dude.
He made like some off the cuff comment about like the last guy who lived there being a black guy, and like kind of hinted it in a way, and I was like, are you really bringing this up
What does
right
that
now?
matter?
And then at that point, me and him pretty much never interacted ever again. I'm like, I understand I'm a white guy. I'm
The-
like,
the
but like
subtle-
that's really like real. That's the first interaction we had, dude.
I used to be guilty of it as well. Like when I was a kid, where it's like you would like mimic the accent
Yeah.
of the person. Because like I grew up in a very like Latino heavy area. Like we had like a very large Mexican population where I'm from, just because it's in the Southeast. Like you know, it's well integrated. And it'd be like one of those, like you growing up, you don't like realize it's actually racist to do the accent until like, you know, finally someone's like, dude, like, no.
I
but
mean,
you still have people like doing it like hard in like you know, I was young when I learned not to do it. And it's like, you have like these old people that are like, hey, this is Mexican fella. And and he does the accent and you're just like, holy fuck, man. Like,
well, I mean, there's
you
certain
should know
things-
this by now.
Well, I mean, there's like a variety of things like as time goes on that I think like people on the internet can't, especially younger people, can't wrap their heads around, right? Like the F slur being used as commonly as it was in the 90s and even the early 2000s. And it's like there's always that thing of like, has it always been a word that shouldn't have been used? Yeah. I'm like, but people don't understand.
Isn't it what people call cigarettes too?
And
a bundle of sticks.
Like, I can't.
So it's
I
like,
can't
you know,
think of
you
what-
have a word that was given
is.
additional meaning, but then like
England.
people forget that
England,
like
that's what it is.
it was on TV, movie, and I don't mean like TV, like
dude.
HBO, like family friendly, like it didn't like shit was, it just was said
You go
constantly.
go back to like any movie from like 1989 to like 2004.
Yeah.
And the humor is actually just mean.
Yeah.
Like it is literally
It was just
being
that era, I
homophobic, racist, like it just like incredibly like most of the humor was just making fun of people.
Yeah.
Like that was
I can
like,
see that.
and we all just kind of bought into it because like, you know,
Well,
at
it
the
was
time,
everywhere.
like,
Well, it was everywhere, right?
Yeah.
The comedians were cracking the jokes. It was in
Yeah.
music. It was some of the biggest artists in the world.
There's a common word
Right.
that's still used right now that in Australia and England. It starts with a C and ends with a T.
I mean,
that they
that's
literally
a great
refer to
word.
each
I
other.
say
That's
that
a great
word.
word,
Like,
man. That's a great word.
That's
I'm gonna
probably
say
been my
it.
most bleeped word on
You know
this
what I
channel.
don't understand about
But,
that?
like,
Because
that's
I-
a common
but that's
word
'cause
that's used today, though.
That's because I grew up on their TV, and so like I thought it was fine.
And they still use it,
I
though.
know. I stand by. I still don't understand why that word is a big
no,
deal.
I don't.
I don't. I
because
don't
it relates
get
to
it.
everyone. It's not like a very specific group that is.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't understand why that is any different than any other word. Like it. Don't get me wrong. It has a punch very similarly to fuck. Fuck has like
Yeah.
a punch
Yeah.
to it. That like I'm just gonna say because unfortunately YouTube will let a couple f bombs slide, but like they for whatever reason do not fuck around with.
Well, you know
The
what's
C
funny
word.
though is I was actually taught that word prior to actually knowing its bad meaning. I was just told when I was a kid, can't understand normal thinking.
Yeah.
That's literally what my parents told me.
Or see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, and I was like, cool. I was like, that person can understand normal thinking. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, I never thought anything else like past
You're
that
being
until
real.
like
See you next Tuesday.
I heard that and I was like, wait, what?
My old
Me and my
manager
sister still do that.
at Panera, my old manager, when he would work the cashier window in the drive-thru, like if he really didn't like someone, he would tell them, "All right, see you next Tuesday." And for the longest time, I didn't know why he
Oh
said
my
that.
God.
And then one day it just clicked, and I was like,
No,
Son of a bitch.
"I know why you're saying that."
that's still like one of my favorite interactions is when I learned to quit saying gay because it was offensive, and I was like 17 at the time, maybe 18, and like I worked with these two gay guys, and I fucked up, dude, and I still feel guilty. Like we were all just sitting around like the kiosk, and something came up. I was like, man, that's so gay. And like, luckily for me, they were just like the coolest dudes, right? And we were all friends. And like, and this dude who was like flamboyantly gay, like he had the effeminate accent, he had the, hitting the three. He was like, that's the problem. Not enough stuff's gay. But he said it in his very flamboyant accent and was like so fucking cool about it. And everything like that, I was like, I can never disparage this man again by saying that word that way.
Well, I think that's the problem is that like it was like the internet with the internet not being a thing. I mean, like you said, if you grow up, right?
Yeah.
And you hear words and they are treated as fine by every person in your family, everybody in your schools. It's on TV, it's in movies, it's in the music you listen to. It's just a normal thing that's used. And the people that it is affecting are, treated in a way where they feel like they can't even speak up about it. You get to a point where it becomes socially acceptable. And now, like the internet, people can voice and be like, this makes me uncomfortable. This hurts me, blah, 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 blah. unfortunately, not everybody is tuned into the internet, so not everybody knows that. And unfortunately, a lot of people have kind of gotten to the point where they just like would rather attack than educate. And it's like, unfortunately, it's like people don't change unless they're educated. Like generally attacking a person is not going to get them to change their mind.
No, and
No, it's only going to create another negative
Yeah.
experience that they're going to spread to 10 of their friends.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
that's how negative experiences work. I mean, I worked in hospitality, so
Unfortunately,
that's what it was,
yeah.
right? You have
Well,
a bad, you have
it's
a bad
hu-
experience,
human
they,
nature.
they tell 10 people.
Yeah.
You have a good experience, they tell 2 or 3.
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, it was always like people at school and stuff where I learned that language. Like, my parents, like looking back, like never talked about people like that. Like, even
mom
like
did.
even like my dad in like a very rural southern town, like when he would talk about his friends, he'd be like, "Yeah, that's Randy. He's had more nuts in him than a peanut shell," and like it's like, and so like
Damn.
like not in any kind of judgmental way. He was just saying Randy likes to fuck, like, you know. It was like one of those like, and because that was just his buddy, and it was like, oh, okay, but you would go to school and then you would hear it, and it's like, yeah, that's gay. And I don't know. It's just like weird looking back on it. But yeah, I was so lucky that, yeah, I guess like social media wasn't like pervasive at the time to where it's like I never had that moral grandstanding of, well, I should be allowed to say this word. Like, no, I actually just had cool people in my life that like taught me that shit ain't cool. Like, you know,
because I
respect people.
Well, because I think that like and unfortunately, like you said, the internet brings out the worst in people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I think that it's just the vast majority of people, and I do believe this, I think they're more quiet about it, but like the vast majority of people don't suck. Like the vast majority of people are generally good people.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a matter of like, sometimes all it takes is having a conversation with another human for them to understand.
That goes
you know?
back to us like talking to people that don't expect us to answer, like when they, you know, I'll say complain about something that we do, and like, and we're like, no, this is why we do this. Like, we explain to them why we do the thing that they may not like, and they're just like, oh, well, okay, then that actually makes sense.
And generally, like, unless they're trying to be dicks, like, there's
Yeah.
always it's always
no,
it's
some
always one
people,
of two ways.
You know, you encountered the debate lord the other day.
Debate lord?
Yeah.
That was funny. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, Billy.
Yeah. Be the joy.
Stay tuned for next week's episode.
Bye, Billy.
Where
We're gonna make it super sad next week.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about club
next
and
week's the
puppies.
depression episode. It's gonna be a shit show.
Oh, no.
Great. The trauma I've been.
It's just, you know what? It's
Fighting
just, it's
for
just going to be an
26
ASPCA
years.
commercial on loop.
I feel like this is
Trauma
our
dump.
therapy now. This is our therapy
Yeah.
session.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, why am I paying that lady?
Yeah,
Therapy
all you say,
session
just
number
talk to
one.
the Billies.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell us
Yeah,
all
and
your
then
You know,
the
I will say
comments.
I joked about like my former drug use on like a podcast ago, and like I had like that like scary moment to where I was like, because like I don't do drugs now or anything, and they were like, she was like, do you have drug problems? I was like, please don't look up anything I've ever done. Please don't watch my podcast. Please
comments are
don't learn
gonna start
anything
being
about
like,
me. That
"Damn."
could get me
They're
in
gonna
trouble.
rat him out.
Yeah,
Rat him out. Bye.
fuck off.